Hey everybody, I got an email from Tomyvic. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce their name or not, but that's how I'm going to say it, Tomyvic, asking me if I would be interested in looking at their 6-inch mini electric battery powered chainsaw. And I said, why yes, I would, because I've been wanting one of these for a long time. We have 5 acres. I live in the middle of the Manistee National Forest, so there are all kinds of little trimmy things that need to be done. Plus, I thought it could be useful for trimming things up once it's already on the lathe. This will not be the first time I've used it. I should have done like an unboxing thing, and I went down to my dad's house and he had a Bradford pear branch that came down. So I used this to cut up all of that with the exception of the very end of the branch, which was bigger in diameter than the length of the blade. And I gotta tell you, we were both super impressed. I did not expect this to perform as well as it did. I charged both of the batteries up all the way. I did not use the whole one on when I did, and I've got footage of that I'll show you guys in a little bit. So basically this comes with the handheld saw. It's got a little top guard on it. Safety, release that you have to do to make it go. So it came with the saw, and it came installed with the blade. And I'll just put this over here. So I haven't registered it yet. It says register your product online and get our whole lifetime online supporting and further exclusive special offers. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's what kind of a warranty that is or what it covers, but I think that this is available on Amazon for somewhere between $60 and $70. And I will tell you right now that as far as I'm concerned, it's worth every penny of that and then some. It comes with 2 batteries. They're 21 volt lithium. So you have 2 of these to start with. And an extra saw blade chain, a little wrench for adjusting the tension. Basically the tension, you loosen this, and I took the whole thing off. It didn't seem like that made sense, but if you loosen this, then right here is I should actually make sure you guys can see this. Anyway, there's a screw right here, and then you use this to micro adjust the bar in and out. So that's that part of it. And then the charger for the 2 batteries. So I'm going to set this stuff aside. I'm going to put, I guess we'll find out if the battery dies. We'll know it was the one that I had already used most of it. But I'm going to mount a big piece on the lathe, and I have a branch that I want to cut off. So I'll use that in here too. So we'll have some inside things and some outside things to look at. But so far, I'm super impressed with this thing. I expected it to be a toy, and it is absolutely not a toy. As a matter of fact, I do want to just mention right off the bat that, you really got to be careful with these things, because I think that the tendency would be to think that it is a toy. That's still a chainsaw, and you can still cut your leg pretty badly if you're not paying attention. It's basically a one-handed operation. So you really need to pay attention to what you're doing and make sure that you know where your body parts are when you're using it, because it wouldn't take much to make a big boo-boo, and we don't want boo-boos. We don't like boo-boos. So let's, yeah. Also it came with a bottle for the bar and chain oil. I was at my dad's and he didn't have any bar and chain oil handy. It did say in the instructions that you could use vegetable oil if you had to, but that it doesn't really perform great in extreme high or low temperatures. So I just this is, I think, just Crisco. Just put it on there, and then this doesn't have an automatic oiler, so you just drizzle a little bit on the chain and then put it away from you and run it a few times until you get the oil distributed. I'll use regular bar and chain oil now, but this was just so that we could get the branch cut up that came down in his yard. So, all right, sit tight and let me do some reconfiguring here. All right, here we go. might try and take a little bit more of this off. I didn't really think the motor was kind of getting in the way coming this way, so I'm going to come back this way a little bit. That must have been the battery I had on there first. Okay. I'll just keep going this way, I guess, and see. Got that cutting in a little bit too deep there, but you know, this is just a lot more convenient and easier to handle around the lathe. You know, I have like a 14-inch electric chainsaw, but this is just way easier to handle. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I'm impressed so far. I'll do a few more things outside, you know, cutting branches and things off of trees. And that's one of the other nice things. It's super light. You know, you can use it for a pruning saw, but you definitely need to make sure that you're careful with that. Now you can see after that use, you can't see if I'm doing it the wrong way. The chain's a little bit loose, so I'll have to tighten that back up. I mean, that's normal. That happens when you use a chainsaw and it gets warm. But overall, I am just thrilled to death with that. That makes it a lot more balanced. It'll make it not quite so hard on me to, you know, get this thing rounded out, assuming it's going to be a viable piece of wood. But, yeah. This guy here, I like it.
Super.
This thing's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
We've got a lot of branches already on one little battery.
Yeah, we're still on one battery and it's all these branches.
Some of them are good size.
Yeah, that's 4 inches.
So I just filmed some random things around the house, stuff that I do normally. This is a really wet piece of oak firewood. Again, I'm just really impressed with this little saw, and I can see it being useful for all kinds of things, including at the lathe and outside. I also bet that you could use it for some chainsaw carving, you know, some smaller stuff, which might be interesting. And ooh, look at my gray hair. Anyway, this is just a great size pruning saw. It's going to take care of all of the branches that are too big for the loppers, but that you don't really want to get the big chainsaw out for. And there's a lot less bouncing. You know, you get a little bit until you get the cut started, but it's really not bad. Lori does a lot of bushcrafting, and I think that I may end up having to pry this saw out of her hands. So, two big thumbs up for me. If you need to get your hands on your very own Tomyvic mini chainsaw, I've got a link for you in the description box below. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all be safe out there.